Okay, moving on to the next. There's a resolution. I'm going to need a motion and a second for this.
So moved.
Second.
I have to read the resolution first, so everyone knows what resolution I'm reading, I believe. That's how it works. B is eliminate the town attorney position. I need a motion on this.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, this was on at my insistence, and it's basically to correct the record from November. This motion it wasn't a motion, we were dealing with it in a budget workshop, but it was declared out of order because, and the allegation was made that the three of us had met illegally to strategize about this whole thing. And that was quite simply, a fabrication. Because we haven't. For those of you in the audience who are confused by what we're saying, you can't have more than 2 board members together at a time because 3 constitutes a quorum and therefore becomes a meeting. And so, trust me, we went to great lengths to avoid talking to each other in groups of 3. And so the allegation was made that we hadn't done that, that we had met in what was essentially an illegal meeting, and it simply isn't true. In this building, there have been occasions where there have been 3 of us in the same room together. It's very difficult not to. The irony for me is that every time it's happened, the supervisor has been present. And I'm just in the interest of clarity, I will also say that I do attend the Seneca Falls Development Corporation meetings, of which Dave and Greg are members, but I'm a non-voting observer. But for me, the most important thing here is simply to set the record straight that the 3 of us, the allegation that was made to us in a public meeting that we had met illegally to discuss this strategy was simply incorrect.
It's not an issue to be overruled.
Meeting of 3 does not just mean a physical meeting at 3. And court cases have proved that. I don't have the court cases in front of me. I'm not prepared to talk about that tonight. But meetings at 3 is not just a physical meeting at 3. Meetings of 3 are discussed over email, are discussed by phone, are discussed without a quorum, with just a small quorum of the board or quorum of the board that's going to agree with that sentiment. And court cases have ruled that those kinds of activities cannot take place. So I stand on my words. I think that 3 people have been meeting and have been cooperating with one another without the full information given to the full board members. Meetings of 3, quorum meetings of 3 does not just mean being physically present. And court cases have proved that. So, I didn't fabricate that, Mr. Avery. And I would hope you would take that accusation back.
Because
Mr. You are out of order now. You accused me of something I didn't do.
Here we go.
Out of order.
sorry.
I'd like to ask a question also. We didn't read the resolution yet, but I'm looking at it. And it says, whereas the use of the full-time town attorney has still resulted in the expenditure of nearly $200,000 in outside attorney fees in the first 3 quarters of 2018. I have a question of Mr. Foster. If you aren't an attorney that's specialized in one area or another, are you? What is the title for that?
Some of the issues that are before the town are areas are specialized. Eminent domain is a specialty in New York State.
Right.
As
The
is
landfill litigation.
environmental
litigation.
Yes.
That's specialized.
It is.
So in other words, if I need a hip replacement and I go to my doctor, he's going to send me off to a specialist.
He is.
Right. So in your role is that we're dealing with 3 lawsuits that were brought on by certain people that speak at our podium, and those lawsuits aren't anything that we brought on ourselves as a town. We are merely defending ourselves against these. So for a town attorney to act and to go out and find the proper people to defend ourselves, I don't see where that figure is relative to having it be a reason for dismissal of said attorney. I also see where $30,000 a year in health insurance benefits. I understand, and maybe I'm wrong, but I believe there's a contract. And if we do let him go, we're still going to pay him for a year. So whether he's sitting in that office or not, I want to know where we're going to go. Because we have, what's the date of that bond?
13th.
The 13th. If we act on this tonight and Mr. Foster gets up and leaves, what is our plan? Who's going to walk us through this minefield? Where do we go? We have negotiations we're working through. We have litigations we're working through. I have no questions. I want to say that the first year I was on, I foiled from Nikki because my mantra was no outside attorney fees. I wanted it to stop. And at the time, we were only using one, brought on by a previous administration's attorney. For a 6-month period, it was $120,000. And that same firm is back now doing the same thing they did then. And the meter is just running. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand where we can go with this.
And my point with that part of the resolution is simply that you know, we haven't, right or wrong, if the expectation was that we were going to save some money in that regard by having a full-time attorney, that hasn't happened.
Right.
That's all.
I just feel as though, in his defense, that Matt Blair spoke very eloquently about the different boards that he is sitting in on. He's walked them through he got the solar farm. I mean, he's taken care of a whole host of legalities that we're not even aware of on these other different subcommittees that we see. I just wish as a board that we could come in here, all of us, every day and go through what the supervisor and myself go through. As it is, we show up, I'm guilty too, we show up once a month for a meeting. And we have a certain mindset, and that's what we're going to act on. I wish we could all see why we have a secretary who we couldn't work without. There's other things that this town needs. You're out of order, supervisor, you're out of order. The other issue is a town manager. We had it when we were a little village. We so need somebody to steer this ship on the day-to-day operations. I sat here months ago and I spoke. We needed an ethics committee. We needed a town manager. I threw out what I felt was a State of the Union address as per Lou Ferrara. I got 3 responses back on ethics committees, and it fell. Nobody ever said anything more about it. Just to see what goes on. And I mean, he sits on committees at the county level also. He's an at-large councilman for the county. So I mean, the stuff, we sat down the other day with the bond financial expert. He laid it out on the timeline that we're about to miss. There's so much that goes on that showing up once a month for a meeting does not do this town justice. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, make it a revolving deputy position. Push everybody into that spot and everybody come in and sit here for a month. Take a month. Take a week. Sit in the chair for a week. Get the phone calls. Get the notes that they put on your desk. Work with Waterloo on intermunicipals. It's mind-boggling. We're elected officials. We should be doing what elected officials do. Go out and talk to other elected officials, get grants, go out and seek business development, not sit here and try and defend ourselves and go off on these. I mean, if that's really a way we want to go, I would like to know how we are going to get by with what we're doing, because to say that we don't need that is, you have to come in and really sit here and observe.
Well, I'll remove my second.
Okay, I mean, you wanted, basically, I really just wanted to clear the air, because I still believe,
I understand.
you know, we do email,
Yeah.
and not everybody not all of us are privy to all emails.
I
So-
honest to God, I
it's just
wish, and I've
what
said
we
it
were
to Kim
doing.
before, I wish all the councilmen could come in, that 3-member rule, I wish they'd throw that out the window. And just see what goes on in this building on a day-to-day basis. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. You have the police with server issues. You have doors that we can't access, we're locked out of. We have to call the IT person to fix this. He was called in on his birthday at night. I know his salary, and he respects that. He came in from Geneva. It's just mind-boggling to sit here and say that we actually don't need these positions. I mean, before you do this justice, please, each one of you come in for a week or 2 weeks, sit here, and then come back and say, you know what, Lou, you're full of shit. You're
Lou,
full of stuffing.
I'm almost
You're
here.
full of stuffing.
Louis, I'm here almost every day. I
Yes, you
start
are. Yes, you are. You're
over in the court, go to Nikki's.
Yep, those
I
are
hit
your
each-
departments. Yep.
Each
You-
office up through here.
Yep, you do. Do you actually sit down and see what goes on in that office?
No, because I don't want 3 of us together.
There you go. And that's
See?
what I'm saying.
That's the rule.
Take my
But
title away.
I go to
give it
each
you.
department head and call them.
Well, that's good. You're not dealing with the public, the people that come in here and actually want to see a supervisor.
Oh, the public emails me. They call me too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'll call
Okay.
either Jim Peterson or
Yep.
Joe Tulo.
Good, that's what we
To
all
take
do.
care of the
We're all
problem.
good councilmen. Nobody's saying we're not. I'm saying we were all elected and we're doing the best job we can. All I'm saying is, what we're spending, $200,000 in attorney fees is light. That's nothing compared to what's coming down the road.
I removed my second, that's it.
No.
God bless all.
No, Lou, really, the plan was, really, at my insistence, I wanted to clear the air about the allegations made last month.
Yes.
And then this does not have the votes to move forward, so I'm going to withdraw my motion. So Dave, I think, has to withdraw his second
That's
first.
second.
And my second, and it just, that's all valuable stuff.
Yeah, that's stuff that was keeping me up, because I literally don't know it's making me sick thinking in a year, he's gone, and what are we gonna do? We have to come
Well, I
up with a
mean,
plan.
there would be a
We need a- yeah, we
plan
need
where
a
we
succession
go back to contractual
We
service.
really do. We need a succession plan. We also need one, as long as we're talking, we also need one for Bev. We need one for her. We need the accountant. We need to know what her plans are, the bookkeeper. I mean, there's a lot there, and she's of age now where we need to really look at this like a town manager would. We need somebody that knows and understands personnel. For the union, I went to Cornell and took labor classes. I'm way out of my field now with this stuff. But we need somebody that can deal with these personnel issues, and it's not an elected official, because I give her a raise this year, and then somebody comes in next year and gives her another one or takes it away. It's all up and down. There's no equity. Everything is being played against everybody and everything. That's not our jobs. That's not our jobs. We should be out there welcoming the new dominoes. We should go up there as a board and say, you know, let's cut the ribbon. Let's welcome these businesses. You know what I'm saying? We're having a groundbreaking for our newest house in Waterloo. I invited the mayor of Waterloo to come and cut the ribbon. Pam Helmy was going to come. I mean, it's little things like that. That's what we should be doing as councilmen, not this stuff. My Christmas message to everybody was going to be, I just hope we can all get along as a board and move forward and really, really try and learn each other's jobs and go forward without all this animosity and this distrust, and just try and make the town a better place for everybody. My kids, your kids, everybody. There has to be a way we can do it, because right now people are saying we need mediation. This town board needs mediation. I have emails and posts that are sent to me that would make your toes curl. I invited one of the pastors to sit right there. They actually had the audacity to say, we need mediation. You've never talked to me in the way some of these people have. I can't believe these are high school kids. These are married people with families talking to us the way they do. You're the Honorable Doug Avery, I'm the Honorable Lou Farrar. That's all gone. That's all gone. We're not treated with any more respect than anybody else. We're laughed at. Not only by the people that watch me grandstand, and you and Dave and the rest of us, everybody, everybody. We ought to show them that we can come together. We really do. We have to do it. I'm sorry.
Don't be.
I'm good. I'm just glad that last boards that we had that three people never got together.
Merry Christmas.
I'm glad to hear about it.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Last meeting, Merry Christmas, Supervisor.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Is that grandstanding you're talking about?
Merry Christmas, you're talking about. Merry Christmas.
I think it's great.
So have we successfully withdrawn?
Yeah.
All it really needed was
David wants to speak.
withdrawal of the second.
Thank you.
David, do you want to say something?
I do. Matt, shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Does that mean you're going to rescind your resignation in the spirit of going forward?
If y'all will stop picking on my rabbi, I will.
The other resignation, can we rescind that one also?
Yes, you can.
Thank you so much.
And Dan.
Thank you.
Joe and Dan, Semper Fi. Tom, thank you. Dan, thank you. I thank the members of my boards for coming forward, and it touches me. I say to my board, if at some point you feel, any of you feel, that I am not doing for you what you want done, or the level of my performance is something less than you want, why don't you simply come to me and tell me, you know what, I prefer you to leave, and I might surprise you and just quit. Because I don't care what you do to me. I'm a big person. I survived Vietnam, I'll survive this. But when I see things taken out against a family member who has done nothing to deserve this, and I see members of my board willing to quit their service to your town, that's not acceptable. Your town is served well by the people who are here tonight. And if you don't want me in your fair town, I'm happy to leave. Come and ask me like a man, and you may be surprised. I may just tell you, fine, I'll leave. If that's what you want, then just say it.
That's off the table, okay? Go sharpen your pencils and get back to work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, David.